Welcome back to another episode of the Experts in Fire podcast. I'm your host, Mike Vennard, and with me today is Randy Mowry. Today's episode is all about fireplace accessories. Let's get into it. Hey Randy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Mike. How are you today, sir?
It's a fun day, man. It is a fun day. And always a pleasure to get together with you, man. I love doing this. It's fun, it's educational, and I get to hang out with you, so.
Absolutely. Ditto, my friend.
So here we are. We're all gathered together once again, but today we're going to talk about fireplace accessories. Such an exciting topic. Right? And I'll be honest, for those out there who have fireplaces, you don't even know. You don't even know the bling that you can get for your fireplace. So Randy's going to educate us here on some of the stuff that we can put around the fireplace, functional all the way to fancy. Just have a discussion for everyone on fireplace accessories. So Randy, we got a list here.
We do. We have from blend to bling, as you called it.
I love it. Blend to bling, baby. One of the things, my wife and I just bought a new house, and you walk through a lot of houses and you discover, man, some people just aren't sure how to accessorize a fireplace. That's for sure. You know, it's kind of funny when you walk through. But one of the things that really pops a fireplace is a glass door. So why don't we start there? Let's just talk about glass doors, a little bit of their functionality. I mean, the whole show isn't about glass doors. We could probably do a whole show just on glass doors. But as an accessory, Randy, let's talk about glass doors and what they do for the fireplace itself.
Yeah, it's definitely a good starting point. You know, we've been doing glass doors for years upon years, and we have more glass doors than you can shake a stick at as far as options go. So I guess we're going to start with so there's typically you have two different styles of fireplaces. You have your masonry fireplace, and then you have your prefabricated, zero clearance, metal box style fireplace. And starting with the masonry fireplace, you want to make sure first that it's a masonry fireplace glass door. And those are going to come, you can get them in aluminum or, steel stock, various types of finishes. You can get them, hammered, pinged. So there's many options that, we're not going to get into. But with the door itself, on a masonry fireplace, they're going to have tempered glass. You'll have your options for like a spark screen if you're using a wood burning, your masonry fireplace is a wood burner, you're going to want some type of spark screen on there, whether it's a cabinet style door or a pull curtain style. Because on your typical stock doors, Mike, they're just going to have tempered glass. So you're not going to be burning with those glass doors closed while you have that fire going. Couple things, aluminum door, it's going to warp, and you're going to end up busting that glass because the thermal shock rating might be only 350 to 400 degrees.
When it comes to doors, Randy, I think that's one of the most common questions we get, right?
Definitely.
Can I burn with the door shut? Quick and easy answer is no. And that's what the manufacturers said for years. And then they came up with some ideas on, well, if they get ceramic glass, and if we do this, and if we do this, you probably could. But I think the reason a lot of people are asking, can I burn with the doors closed, is because they're making a connection to a wood stove that has a glass front on the door. And hey, all I have to do is put this glass door on here, and it'll be like a wood stove. And that's just not.
No, yeah, and it's just not the case. And, you bring up a great point with the ceramic glass. If somebody's entertaining and they want to burn with these doors closed or, partially open, you are going to have ceramic glass on it. And ceramic glass is, just like Mike just talked about, ceramic glass is what's used on wood stoves. That's what's on the wood stove door itself. But when you do that, you are going to have to use steel. You're not going to be able to use like a fancy extruded aluminum frame door. You're going to be full custom. So, you're going to have the ceramic glass charge, plus you're going to have to use a steel door. And so those are going to be your options for that.
And Randy, before we go too far, I want to make sure we point this out. Can I burn, even if the manufacturer says I can make a door that can be closed while burning wood, can I put that type of door onto a zero clearance box?
Great point. No. No. So zero clearance doors are going to be a big no with ceramic. You can't put ceramic glass in a zero clearance door. They're going to be tempered glass only. You're going to have many frame options. When somebody calls, just recently actually, and I always ask for the model number so that I can try to find the unit online, and I ask for pictures. This is the reason I do that, is because I can find the model number and figure out some dimensions. I always get the dimensions from them. However, if I don't ask for pictures and sell them a door and it's not correct because I didn't ask for pictures to take a look at it, there could be some liability safety problems there with that firebox. And this is what happened is, on this particular fireplace, I asked for pictures, they kindly sent them. I found that they removed the black faceplate from that prefabricated fireplace and then just put their marble covering everything but the opening. And what I mean by that is they covered up all of the air intake holes in that fireplace, and I had to explain to them, I cannot sell you a door that is going to safely work in that fireplace. So that's why it's super important.
And it goes back to, Randy, we talk about it a lot. If you listen to our podcast, we're always talking about safety. It's number one when we're talking about putting fire in people's homes. But you need to know what type of firebox I have. Is it masonry or is it zero clearance? And there are other episodes that we have done that help explain how to know and how to understand what type of box I have. And then not all doors are made equal. There are doors that are made for masonry, and there are doors that are made for zero clearance. So if you're considering doors, make sure you have an answer to that, and then give us a call. We're one of the top retailers of glass doors in the country, so we sell a lot of them, and we answer a ton of questions when it comes to glass doors.
To touch on doors before we move on to the category, we do a lot of custom doors. So what I mean by that is custom, if it's 4 foot wide, 3 foot high, 5 foot wide, 4 foot high, we have manufacturers that we work with directly, and we can build doors for it. We've done it for lodges, fronts of hotels, because safety. So there's endless opportunities there for doors. So don't be afraid to call us if you feel that your fireplace is too small or too big. Chances are we're going to be able to definitely help you with that.
I'm glad you brought that up, Randy, because I remember selling doors with, it was 3-sided. He had a mason who came in and they created it together. And then he went, how in the world? I can't burn this fireplace because too much air pushes through it from different directions.
Yeah, just pulling through there. Exactly. Makes sense.
Yep. So we ended up putting 3 custom doors onto, and they were arched. I mean, it was a beautiful fireplace, but they were thinking of, the beauty of it versus the function of the fireplace actually doing what it's supposed to do and being able to draw air up through the chimney. So it was a fun project, but yeah, we've got a solution for just about every need. Just give us a call and we'll be happy to walk through that with you and work through glass doors. You have fire-related questions, and we have answers. You can email us your questions at podcast@woodlanddirect.com or give us a call at 586-221-3638. We would love to be able to answer them right here on the Experts in Fire podcast. Next on the list is screens. Let's talk about fireplace screens.
Screens, yeah, another big category for us for years. And screens, they're getting nicer and nicer. And as far as a screen goes, we're talking, you can go just a freestanding screen that would just sit right in front of the fireplace. You kind of move it. There are, trifold, quadfold, meaning they're collapsible style screens that can go just sit in front of the fireplace. Function and decorative. Maybe somebody's not using their fireplace and they want something just decorative. So, you could do a simple freestanding glass screen. You can do a mesh screen. There's many options there. There are screens, we talked about doors. You can have essentially a frame made with just cabinet style screen doors on it. So it doesn't have to be freestanding. It essentially can be mounted to your fireplace, have like a frame that goes around it to kind of finish off a look that you're looking for, but have mesh instead of glass. We have a lot of folks that just don't want glass. So there's many different options, colors, sizes, same thing as doors. We build custom screens all day long as well. And I'm not talking, you also have curtains. When we say screens, you have curtains. We have curtain mesh that slide left to right. Maybe you just have a valance over the top. in brass or black, and you just want a pull curtain. So there's definitely many options to screens to accessorize the fireplace as well, based on the aesthetic and the look, that someone's going after there for that fireplace.
Yeah, screens are. I have seen some beautiful fireplaces over the years. Especially, I don't know what it is down in Texas. It does get cold down there. They just had some ice storms down there. But man, they go bigger in Texas typically, because I have seen some fireplaces that are monstrous, and they want a screen to put in front of it, and there's some really blingy options out there for fireplace screens.
Yeah, absolutely. Because some of the things, we can laser cut your logo for the front of it. We've done that for like country clubs and things like that. There's a lot of different opportunities there just to dress up a screen if somebody just wants it. Like I said, I think we've done some colleges with their logo on it for fireplaces they have in common areas, things like that. So there's definitely a lot of different options that you can go with on a screen as well.
Love it. That is again, from bland to bling. Next one, mantels. Talk to me.
Mantels. Yeah, we're seeing a lot more and more mantels simply because a lot of new construction or people doing some remodels, and they just, had the standard mantel that was built when the house was built, things like that. Everything from, your wood with corbins, they have the vertical things that come down, those are called corbins. So you have those underneath the mantel, or just non-combustible style, like glass fiber reinforced concrete style mantels that are what they call non-combustible. So there's different mantle options to kind of dress that fireplace up, especially when folks are redoing their fireplace. Maybe they're going contemporary and they want to do fireballs or fired glass in it, and now they want a more contemporary style mantle because maybe they want to shorten it up and clean it up. So mantles have been something we've seen a huge increase over the last few years as well.
Yeah, mantels have come a long ways from just the standard put a chunk of wood up there, all the way to some people use live edge. I get nervous putting a live edge mantle over top of a wood burning fireplace. That's just me, but I've been doing this for a while. The new GFRC looks just like live edge, so they saw the trend and said, oh, we can give you a nice non-combustible solution for that. But the options, even in the GFRC, to go completely contemporary and just have a smooth, clean white or ivory or black. I mean,
I know some of them. They look like my bar top in my basement. They're all polished. It looks like glass. It's just like so nice. They've come a long ways, and it's nice now that you don't have to get in. And some mantles where you got to tear the face wall off because it's built into the vertical wall for the strength. And it's definitely come a long ways. Definitely quite a few options that you can go with there as well.
That's exciting. So I agree with this one. We can definitely go from bland to bling. The next one, I'm not sure if we can really talk about bland and bling on this one, but the next...
And folks, we're talking about grates. The grates that go in the fireplace to burn that wood.
This is function for sure.
Grates, you could go on forever as far as grates go. Mike, you have your standard grates, which are just your bar grates. Those might be like 3/2 inch, 3/4, 5/8 thick style grates. They're gonna come in. There's company we have like lifetime style grates where if it burns through, you pay shipping. They ship you a new one. And those are your standard, typical bar-style grates a lot of folks are used to seeing. And then you have the same bar-style grates that may have this mesh at the very bottom of it. It's called an ember bed. It just kind of helps hold a little bit more of those hot embers before they fall to ash underneath the grate. Then you move into a basket-style grate. Now, these are the style grates that, like, my parents, my grandparents, a lot of them were using these cast iron basket style grates because they wanted to just pile the wood up and it had like a vertical lip all the way around to hold all that wood.
So I wouldn't call it bling, but I would call it, we got some pretty cool stuff, some pretty BA stuff for sure when it comes to grates.
They're all over the place, that's for sure. And then, talking about the different style grates, we have a lot of different stainless steel grates, Mike, that are used outdoors, and that's what we always like to recommend for outdoors is using the stainless steel grate. You're gonna get the longevity out of it just because of the outdoor elements versus something that's just a cold roll black steel or a cast iron cast iron basket style grate. Stainless steel definitely for outside.
Yep. I agree 100% because when you're throwing fire on top of a grate that's been sitting outside and wet and cold and all those things, the stainless just does a better job holding up over time. So there's our bling. You found our bling. We got stainless steel. All right, let's move on. The list here next is toolkits.
Yeah, so, kind of moving into the hearth area, a lot of houses, like my folks, have like this 18, some of them might be 12 to 18 inches high hearth that extends out from a fireplace. And I just, remember we always had like this tool set, that had a poker, it had tongs, it had a broom so that I could clean the inside of the fireplace when Dad was done using it. And the tool kits, they're going to vary in sizes. We have your dull, flat black steel all the way to the bling stainless steel. There again, talking about outdoor, we have stainless steel toolkits that are for outdoors. But a lot of folks will put them inside if they're trying to clean up and, moving towards a little bit more contemporary, but they're still burning wood. Where black won't work, maybe they'll use stainless or some type of nickel finish. There's a lot of different options. There's shapes there. It's not so much about like one performs better than another. There's just a lot more color options there for you.
Yeah, it is. You've got from sleek all the way to medieval.
There you go. There you go.
For those woodworker guys who are out there, or those steel worker guys who are hammer forged. And I mean, there's some pretty cool options when it comes to tools. And, they all match. The holder matches. Everything looks pretty sweet.
Which kind of leads us into the opposite side of that fireplace. You have your tools on one side, and then on the other side, we always had a log holder where it was set up, Dad would grab anywhere from, 5 to 6 logs and be prepped. They'd be sitting on the hearth, ready to go into the fireplace instead of constantly going in and out. Log holders, same thing. A lot of the tool kit manufacturers will make some log holders, and you can kind of get them in the same finish, in look, styles. So there are some opportunities for that as well.
Absolutely. There's some pretty cool stuff there. I have a log carrier holder. Those are pretty neat because I do have to trudge the wood in from a distance. All right, Randy, so here's one that is really functional as well as can be bling for the top of your chimney, and that is caps.
Yeah, it's, we put it in the accessories category because it is an accessory for the fireplace, and in a case where you're burning wood, it is a functional product as well. Some folks call them just spark arresters, not chimney caps, because it's going to have some type of 8-inch mesh to help tame down any sparks that are coming off that wood before they exit that chimney itself, so that nothing exterior, your shingles, your roof, things of that nature don't catch on fire. It's going to help kind of divert the smoke that's coming out of there as well. So yeah, that's why I thought we'd put it in there, because it's still an accessory, but it has a solid function to the overall fireplace as well.
And since we're talking bland to bling, it's definitely something that it is functional as an accessory, but you also have other options as well to put on top of your chimney. We could kind of walk down the shroud arena, which is definitely bling for the top of your chimney. I don't know if I'd call it an accessory though, so maybe I'm wandering into an area we weren't planning on going today. That's it. That's it, everybody. That's what you get from us today. So, as always, if you have questions or if you want to say, hey, you guys should have brought this up as an accessory, feel free to reach out anytime. We love hearing your comments. We love chatting back and forth with folks. I know we don't talk about the things that we get on air, and maybe that's something we should start doing, but Randy reaches out to quite a few people. The relationships. I'll get texts from our manufacturers going, dude, I'm driving down the road the other day, and he goes, hey, did you really just say giggle on the podcast? He said, I'm taking your man card. And I said, bro, I have a different level man card because I say the word giggle while wearing pink. So you're out of luck. But all of that to say, we love hearing from everybody out there who's listening. Please give us a shout. Give us some feedback. Give us some input. We'd love to take that into consideration. And as always, Randy, thank you so much for being here, brother.
Oh, my pleasure. Everyone, enjoy the day.
We'll see ya. Join us next time for residential versus commercial fire pits. We'll see you then.